Hi, everybody. I'm Jeremy, CEO of Shift Technologies. We provide insurance fraud detection solution. We focus really on insurance. I'll do most of my presentation a demo with a real case. Trying to get you excited about a case we're going to investigate together. And before starting, just a few words. So we're a company focused on insurance. We work with what we call fraud handlers and claim handlers to help them to better detect fraud. We really focused on optimizing the work of these guys because what we observe is that they're working with old IT solutions and spreadsheets, business rules, and we're helping them to disrupt their industry and help them to get the best what they can get from big data and machine learning. What is really important when people join us is we tell them our real job is not really to detect fraud, but it's helping insurer to best detect fraud, and it gives us a completely different product that what usually people see as just getting algorithm detecting fraud. So I think the best is to go to the presentation. So let's move to the demo. So the solution is divided in two slots. The first one is focusing on looking at the claims one by one and looking at the historical data of each claim. It provides a workflow for fraud and claim handler to look at each claim one by one and to screen really quickly what they can look in terms of fraud looking at these claims. But because of the time, we're going to focus more on a more exciting example, which is a network. What you need to know before looking at the network we're going to investigate is that what I'm going to show you is a real network we detected for one insurance in one particular country. And that means that we're going to be in the role of the fraud handler, and we're going to do all the investigation. So once the fraud handler is within the interface, he'll have a list of networks he needs to investigate. So we'll have some basic information about the network, a score in order to see which one we're going to look at the first, and some basic information why the network is suspicious. So we're going to focus on this one because it's one of the most exciting and not usual network we detected. What was interesting in this one is that we had a high frequency of claims between same family member. So the fraud handler is going to click on the network, and we'll have the network on the visualization part. First, what is interesting is that the solution takes all the data we can find within an insurance company. That means that we take claims database, policy database, and we create what we call the social network of the insurers. It doesn't have anything to do with Facebook or Google, but within the insurance industry, you have a lot of data. We have data about people like name, surname, address, credit card number. So there's really a rich amount of data. We have a lot of data also about claims. So we know who's in which claim, who is also driving a claim, policyholder on a claim. And with this kind of information, you have really a lot of data. And we also take external data when we can. It depends really on the local context. This example is interesting because of data regulation, we were able to look at external data, and you'll see that it's really interesting within this example. So first of all, you can see that the network is quite big, but it's not huge, because what the algorithm does is that it selected the interesting part of the network, because if you want to put all the information of a huge network you have, fraud handlers will spend really a lot of time looking at the network, cleaning the network, looking at information that are not interesting. So the first thing to see is that this network had been selected by the algorithm to focus on the most important and interesting stuff we're going to see. So in order to understand this example, first we need to understand what we put on a node and what we put on a link within a network. It's really interesting because you can, for example, put everything on a node. Like, I want to put all the claims, the phone, the policies, every information. So you can see here, if you want to put everything on a node, we're going to multiply this network by 10, and it will be not possible for a fraud handler to understand what's happening. So this is an interesting part to see what we put on a node and what we put on a link. So here we choose to put claims on a node, individuals, repairers, producers, and the link between these entities will be like they have the same policy, they're owner of a car in the claims, their driver, for example, here. let's take one person. For example, this guy here, when you look at this guy, he's a driver and this claim. He's also driver and owner of the car and this claim. So it's quite easy to understand once you looked at several nodes and links. So like we said, here we have a lot of claims with people from the same family. So it's quite, yeah, there's a lot of information. But if you focus, you can see that this person here has claims with this person here from the same family, and also this guy here from the same family. So we had, if we count it, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people from the same family having a lot of claims together. When I say claim together, it's because if you take, for example, this claim here, you'll have they have been in the same claim together. But also, if you look at other claims like this one, what is interesting, this one is really interesting because you have one person here, which is first party in this claim, and one person here, which is third party in this claim, and they from the same family members. So this is where the investigation started. They said, first of all, we have people with a lot of claims. We didn't see it. And why? It's because these guys, every time they were taking a new policy, they were changing one letter in their name, one letter in their address. So when claim handlers were looking at, do we already have this person in the database, they couldn't see it because they were changing small information in order to not be spotted as somebody with several policies. The second thing is that, like we were saying, they're from the same family and having a lot of claims together when we reconstruct entities, like understanding that this guy with even one small change in their name are the same person. And they put everybody under investigation. So why we chose this example is because, first of all, one part of the story is this guy here who had 2 claims with the same person, and he's part of the family member. And this guy was on a false positive list because the only problem he had is that he was really driving bad. So the investigator told us, please stop asking me to follow him because he just drives like crazy and he hits everybody, and I almost have hit him with my car. So that means that we will always have some false positive in networks. But focusing on these guys, they put under investigation, and the story behind this case is that this family member was a family from another country. They were buying cars by cash in their original countries, so we don't know where the cash come from. And they were putting these cars in the country where the insurers send us the data, and they were insuring these cars and then doing real claims together with total loss each time and getting back the money, not in cash, but from the insurer. So that means that now it's clean money and sending back to the country. And it was a network who was part of a terrorist organization. So these guys now are in jail. And the good story about that is that the country discovered what we detected, and now the solution is implemented for the whole country, for the whole insurers. So this is a good example where you can see that the investigation took us 6 minutes, even if it's a complex case. It's really easy to understand. That's why a lot of insurers chose today to work with us. So we launched the product a year and a half ago. We are already in more than 8 countries in different continents. We already have processed more than 30 million claims in P&C, more than 1 million claims in healthcare. And this is because the return on investment we're providing to people like fraud and claim handlers is so important that the product is going so fast within insurers. So that's it. Hope you enjoy it. If you have any other question, we are here. Thank you very much.